together an overview deck really to highlight kind of what are some of the opportunities that Chicago has to offer for African businesses that are looking to enter the North American market from a central location, as well as to talk about some of the existing programs and initiatives that we have going on with the continent of Africa, with the hopes that people will chime in with questions during this session and bring new ideas that we can follow up with after today. One of the awesome parts about Chicago is how strong we are as an economy. Since 1837, when we were incorporated, we have slowly and steadily climbed up the rankings as one of the #1 locations to do business, whether that's having the most diversified economy of any large US city or being the top location for corporate investment and relocation for 8 years in a row. Chicago has a multitude of #1 rankings that really allow me to brag in not always such a humble way. As I mentioned before, we have the most diversified economy in any major US city. So whether you're interested in food and ag, film, life sciences, real estate, you can find a marketplace based in Chicago that allows your business to grow without having to hop on planes or identify other new markets. And just last year, we were ranked again by the magazine Site Selection as the #1 North American city for corporate relocation and investment, with 327 major expansions identified in 2020, which, as you factor in how challenging of a business year it was to actually complete deals, not form new partnerships, but to complete deals, we are incredibly proud and point to the resilience and the diversity of our economy as a driving force in that effort. One of the big outcomes of having such a diversified economy is our GDP is the 21st largest GDP in the world. And so you can see here that we have a larger economy than Sweden, Poland, and almost Switzerland. And so as you think about that in terms of just a North American location or a North American marketplace, you get a lot of opportunity from one central location within the North American continent. And we are incredibly focused on being global. Over the last decade, we have taken our global approach and really focused it in on strengthening our trade investment relationships. We have key economic development or trade and investment relationships with the Chinese Ministry of Commerce, Mexico City, London, Tel Aviv, the government of Japan, and Paris. This coupled with almost 1,900 now foreign-based companies that have chosen Chicago to be their primary North American base of operation, 80 consulates, and almost $140 billion in foreign direct investment, find a very welcoming location in Chicago for whatever your business or commercial pursuits are. And coupling those trade and investment relationships are 29 sister cities around the world. When this program was first launched in the late 1950s, Chicago was one of the earliest adopters of sister cities, establishing a relationship with Poland as early as 1960 and expanding those up until 2019 with Sydney, Australia. And one of the proudest things I get to talk about today is our 3 sister cities on the African continent, with Ghana, Casablanca, Morocco, and Durban, South Africa. These relationships are key to our international strategy moving forward. And just this week, we hosted a global tech and innovation series with our 3 sister cities in Africa, focused on the future of agriculture technologies. This 90-minute exchange discussed trends that were happening in agriculture, brought together leaders in ag tech space to share about their innovations, discuss globalization opportunities, and further link Chicago with the African continent and these sister cities in a commercial capacity. These were really successful events. This was actually of a 5-week series we did with our sister cities around the world. The African series was our largest attended discussion, which we'll be following up with more. And Toya and I hope that as we develop these, we can collaborate on what these opportunities are. and make sure that your network and this platform are able to participate and add value to those conversations. As I said, that was our largest attended of the 5-week series. And that goes to show kind of a growing and robust trade relationship between the African continent and Chicago. Since there are 54 countries in Africa and only such limited space that a slide adds value to people, I isolated a few of the trading relationships that I thought were most compelling and really spoke to the appetite that Chicago and the state of Illinois have for goods. One of our biggest markets in Illinois and Chicago is the food and agriculture space. And as you see with that top note, cocoa powder, vegetable oil, as you go through it as well, food and ag are a huge commodity that we're looking to import and get in front of our market users. And additionally, we have a strong and growing African investment relationship, whether that's with airlines that we're starting to connect us directly to Africa, the financial services sector, which continues to be a growing space that we've identified as one that is strong, or the restaurant style food. These types of activities help connect our consumers together, help us understand the cultural and the opportunities that are there, and are something we're looking to build upon moving forward.